Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about Warmaster Dwarfs. Okay, let's go. So recently Johnny Watson from Johnny Watson Gaming mentioned the work I've been doing on my Warmaster Dwarfs on his channel. So I thought I'd come out of semi-retirement, if you will, and do a video of what I've been doing. I've recently acquired a 1,000-point dwarf army. It's 3 units of dwarf warriors, some dwarf slayers, and I've got a unit of cannons to paint as well at some point. Give me to focus there. I've got a flame cannon. I've got a dwarf general. Nice sound of throw on there. These, well, I say shield bears, but more sort of carriers, these palanquin sort of thing. And I've got a runesmith, and I'm working on now. I can find them. Sorry, not very organised. Here we are. A unit of thunderers or handgunners. And then finally a unit of rangers. The detail on these is absolutely fantastic. You can see the little arrows notched there in their bow, crossbow. So I'm just going to show you what I've been doing recently. I've been a bit of a painting frenzy right now. Been painting these up. I'm really impressed by these to come out. They've taken quite some time, but the detail is absolutely fantastic on these. We can just bring into focus there. So these are sort of the dwarf warriors. Very, very reliable troops in the game. 3 attacks, which is kind of average, but 4 hits and a 4+ armor save. It makes them little tanks. They're so hard to shift. You've got to put a complete devotion to each unit to get rid of them. They will not budge. They're not that great at doing damage, because the infantry have only got 3 attacks apiece, but yeah, they're there to weather the storm, which is very dwarfish. You can see there, the beards are nice. I've done a variety of colours on the beards there. Try to make them all look a bit different, and I've not glued into the bases as yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the bases. That's to be decided. I went for yellow and blue as a scheme because I've never really painted yellow, even though I've been gaming now for over 30 odd years. I think I started with Dark Future, so that's back in the maybe was it late mid 80s. Anyway, yellow's a colour that I've not really painted much, so I thought I'd challenge myself. And same with blue. Blue's a colour I don't really do. I tend to do earth tones, earth colours rather, so like reds, greys, browns, blacks, that sort of thing. Quite dark armies. But I thought, because I'm doing the goodies for a change, so I usually play baddies as well. Thought I'd give them a bit of a brighter colour scheme. Yeah, but these are really popping out now. And a lot of this is down to what I call liquid talent, which is just a watered down wash of soft tone over the whole model. I don't do highlighting because I think at this scale you'd go mad. I mean, I have done the details of the individual straps on the drum and whatnot. That's about as high detail as I go for this scale because it's just too small to really do the highlighting. Your eyes would go cross-eyed. I don't use one of those magnifying devices. I have been thinking about getting one. It might speed the process, but so far I'm managing just with 2 brushes. I've got, I can find it now, this old reliable. It's actually cracked down the middle there, but this brush, I've had it for quite a few number of years now, and it's mainly what I use for detail on 28mm stuff. But for Warmaster, it's my bread and butter, and then for the washes, I use one of these ones here. I think this Winsor Newton one is a bit softer, so it's better. This one here, it's an Airfix brush. It's a bit harsh. Don't like it, but it's okay for doing mixing and whatnot. Sometimes on some models, it's actually quite okay for doing your wash application. So up and wait. I'll show you the rest of these dwarfs have. Oops, sorry, bring to focus there. So yeah. So what of these, I started with a grey base coat, focus, and then I picked out the silver. I used gunmetal, high painter, on the helmets, and on the axes, and on the rims of the shield, and then on the chainmail. I didn't dry brush. There's no dry brush on these whatsoever. It's all watered down base coat, and then they did a bit of silver on there as well. I say silver, it's more of a steel colour. And then it was a brown. I think it might have been leather brown. Might have been a bit darker actually. Might have been I can find it now, sorry. Might have been monster brown I might have used. It was some brown, I can't recall off the top of my head, sorry. And then I picked out, see the little sort of bronze like plates I've got on the of the shoulders. Picked out that, and then did on the head as well. Picked out sorry, I can't get words out today. Like the crest and the face guard, and that was just with weapons bronze. I also did it on the shield icon and the wings on the standard bearer. And then I did some Calgar blue, I think it was, for the blue, and some flash kits yellow for the yellow on the shield. I did divisions based on different units so I can recognize them on the battlefield quite easily. So I've got some with yellow on top, blue on bottom, and I've got some this way, and then I can find the other one like that as well. So I've got nice variety there. And after I did the bronze, I then did, I think it was black on the boots and the gloves. And then after that, I'm trying to think, it was beards. And for beards, I went through a selection of colours, light browns, greys, and like blondes. And then I touched up any paint I'd gone over. Oh, so the drums. The drums took a while to do actually. I think this is the first one I did. Yeah. Here it is there. So the straps were, I do believe it was, wasn't scaly hide. It might have been spaceship interior. I think I might have used for the strap. No, so it wasn't that. It was like a bone colour. Sorry, skeleton bone. I think it was. Anyway, and then for the top, I used like a light leather colour, like brown, and then went over the whole model. Made sure there was everything's neat and tidy. Touched up any work that gone over, and then just slapped a watered down soft tone wash over the whole model, and they've come out fantastic. They take a long time to do because they're very intricate detail, and sadly what I tend to do is, even though they'll be ranked up like this and you won't actually see the detail underneath behind, I know it's there, so I have to paint it. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, even though I don't highlight. I think that I couldn't live with myself knowing that there's detail there not painted on a model. I mean, some people I've known over the years with Warmaster, all this sort of skill, would glue them onto the base and then just paint what they can actually see, which speeds the process up, don't get me wrong. But I just think, no, that's, it's there. You've missed a bit of painting on the deep model there. So that's my warriors. 3 units of them. And again, same thing. I think they've come out really nice. I think when they all rank up on the battlefield as well, I think they're going to look absolutely fantastic. This is where I get the shields mixed up now, though, isn't it? Let me just see if I can get them all done correctly. Sorry, it's been a while since I've done a video, so I'm a bit out of sorts right now with how to do a video. Here we are. So I think the mass effect of them all is going to look absolutely fantastic. So I'll bring back into focus there. For the base detail, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm tempted to do like a snow base, because I've never really done snow bases before. I did, well, tell a lie, I did something for my K-Dwarf on War Machine. But I think with Dwarfs, it really, sorry, it's a nice contrast to have on the bases there. So I'll just put them to one side now. And then the recent one, these were finished last night actually, are my Slayers. These were an absolute joy to paint. Little angry lads. And again, same thing, I can take them off because they're blue tacked on. Try to find whether I almost did highlighting because I gave a wash for the skin rather. I think it was tan flesh first, and it was a bit too dark, I think. So then I did I did touch up of barbarian flesh, and as I was doing it, I was sort of highlighting without realizing. So there might be patches where the colour shines through. So again, with these, I painted the metallics first, did the silver, then the bronze, and then again grey undercoat. Then I did the blue trousers, did the orange hair, I'll have orange, and then I did the belt in like a brown colour, did the shoes in black, and then I just touched up the models and then give it again a watered down wash of soft tone, which to me, I always call it liquid talent or talent in a bottle, because it just does so much work for you. And there we are. I'm really chuffed with how I've turned out. I'm looking forward to seeing them on the battlefield. So that's the one here. And again, I can just pop them off because they've not been glued on, just blue tacked on there. And there's so much detail on these. For 10mm models, they are absolutely vibrant with detail. I think these would actually scale up to 28mm really well because there's so much detail on them. Even got facial expressions. And again, when they all rank up with what I've done, I mean, that's a nice brigade. So I'll put a link up of what my actual, well, a photo of what my force is going to be for 1,000 points, because I said it's going to be 3 warriors, troll slayers, rangers, handgunners, unit cannons, flame cannon, general, and a runesmith. And I'm going to give, so I've got 5, that's 995 points. So to make a nice 1,000 points, I'm going to give the troll slayers the, I think it's a sword of fate, sword of battle. It's the one that gives them a reroll the first die on their first battle of the game. So the next thing to paint now will be these. I've already started doing this, the steel on them. These guys here. Looking forward to these. Because these aren't wearing as much armour, they should be a bit quicker to paint actually. I'm thinking, part of me was tempted to do the clothing the same colour, like the yellow and the red, yellow and blue rather, sorry. But I think, no, I'll keep like a nice earthy browny colour. It'll be a nice contrast with the shields. But I think that's where a lot of the colour's going to come from in the force. Is going to be the banners and the shields where they're visible. I'm going to do what I did for my undead. If you've seen other videos that I've done, where I try to do every unit has like a different sort of shield heraldry or shield crest or shield pattern with 2 colours. My undead, it was Dark Angel's green, also dark green, and I think it was mummy robes for my painter. So these ones I'm doing yellow and blue. And then for my rangers, I haven't started on these ones yet. One thing I've noticed actually that I'm not sure what to do about is it looks like there's a slight, I don't know what happened on this print. There's a slight line there. It's sort of like, it knocked a bit. I have got a little bit of filler, but I don't know if that's going to work because it's jutting out on one side, and I'm reluctant to sand it down because, well, it's resin, and resin fibers, well, they're toxic, so I won't be sanding that down. So what I could do is just paint and hope the paint sort of hides the line. So I might have to do this one with the opposite of this colour, so it'll be, where's it gone? It'll be yellow on the bottom and blue on top, and that'll be my nice little unit of rangers there. And we'll give them, like, I might give them green cloaks and brown rucksacks. But yeah, they're gorgeous. Looking forward to painting them. And there we are. So that is 1,000 points of Warmaster. The reason that spurred me, as I said, Johnny Watson from John Watson Gaming did mention how we've been talking about having a game in the new year. It's been many years since I played Warmaster. I think my last game was in 2006, maybe, back in Leeds at the Leeds Night Owls. So it's been a long time since I played Warmaster, but I've been a great follower of the game. I always thought it was the best game that Games Workshop have ever done. It is an actual war game, not a miniature battles game. I am going to do a review of the rulebook at some point, because I've also got the original rulebook, and I managed to get a hardback bound version of the fan edition called Warmaster Revolutions. So I'm going to do a comparison side by side. So yeah, sorry about the long hiatus. It's just life's got in the way now, and I'm currently in a period where I can get back into my hobby, which is really good. Get back into painting and get back into making some videos. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment below, and as always, I'll see you later.